6 books that were actually propaganda. 1. The Eyes of Asia by Rudyard Kipling. British intelligence recruited Kipling during World War I. They sent him some private letters of Indian soldiers. Kipling had to erase pro-Indian sentiments from them. He excluded lines like "We are like goats," tied to a butcher's stake. Instead, he added admiring descriptions of Britain. In 1917, the letters were published in a newspaper. Later, Kipling collected them in book form as The Eyes of Asia. 2. Dr. Zhivago by Boris Pasternak. The CIA found propaganda value in this love story. It tried to undermine censorship in the Soviet Union. The agency covertly promoted banned books and magazines. Soviet publishing houses suppressed Dr. Zhivago. The novel was considered anti-Soviet. The manuscript was smuggled to Italy and published there. Boris Pasternak was called the greatest living Russian writer. Still, his novel wasn't available in the USSR. It could make Soviet citizens question their government. So the CIA had the book published in Russian. It distributed copies at the World's Fair in Belgium. Dr. Zhivago won Pasternak a Nobel Prize, but Soviet authorities made him turn it down. 3. Partisans by Peter Matthiessen. Matthiessen wrote Partisans in Paris. He used it as a cover for his work for the CIA. The novel follows Barney Sand. He's a Paris-based journalist for an American wire service. Sand tracks down a former French communist leader. The novel details the workings of the Communist Party. Many people criticized it as pro-communist, but Matthiessen actually described communists as self-serving liars. 4. Reading Lolita in Tehran, a memoir and books by Azar Nafisi. Nafisi is an Iranian immigrant and professor of English. In 2003, she published her memoir of the Islamic Revolution. Reading Lolita in Tehran is a story of 8 Iranian women. They secretly study the novels banned in the Islamic Republic. The book is harshly critical of Iran's theocracy. The book was actually funded by the Smith Richardson Foundation. It issues grants to advance U.S. interests overseas. 5. 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. Marquez was barred from entering the U.S. He was a member of the Colombian Communist Party. Yet the CIA published 2 chapters of 100 Years of Solitude. They appeared in an anti-communist Colombian magazine. It was done to promote the magazine. Marquez was livid when he found out. 6. The Moon is Down by John Steinbeck. In 1940, France signed an armistice with Germany. This pushed John Steinbeck to write The Moon is Down. The story is set in an unnamed European country. It's an amalgamation of Norway, Denmark, and France. German occupiers are struggling to subdue an uprising. The novel was translated by resistance members. They smuggled it into Norway, Denmark, and France. In 1945, the King of Norway awarded Steinbeck the Freedom Cross.